Again, part 9. Make sure I got the one right. You go to the hospital, I need the hospital, I hit my rib. Oh, I thought you swallowed another. It was last year though. It's not Hair. Deanna? What? Oh, I broke my hand. Good. I'm just kidding. People are so weird. No, right? Wait. Yeah, we turned them in. I did. I'm like hiding them in the middle. Every day there are there was a stack in the way. Did you take that one? Oh, I probably did. What do you want? What do you want? What are you doing? Just no math without math. Get all the stuff. I know. Are you drawing? Kirsten, don't listen. It's not Rusty tea. No, it's peach tea. On the bottom again.
I have to get you the bottle, I will. Are you okay?
No, she's not.
Thank you. I don't care about
Thank you, teacher.
You literally said you were good with it. You said we had
I'm seeing Tyler this weekend.
I don't say that.
Do you want to borrow it?
You're probably stopped by the basketball game. I didn't know if you were a basketball game. No, why are they?
How would you know anything about baseball if you don't stop baseball?
Alright, guys.
You can't stop these crazy
Oh
things.
my god. Alright. Are we gonna stop?
See.
Can we stop? Because I'm not doing this. Alright.
No.
You're funny. Yeah.
Alright, I have the classwork that you worked on yesterday.
Yeah.
Which was 70. Okay, how did this?
71 to 73, I believe.
Whoa!
Oh boy.
Oh boy, this is
One through, let me see if the numbers match here.
75.
Yes, okay, so that was the classwork yesterday.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the chapter review.
yes.
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pass these back out to you. I'm gonna give you the answers. I wanna know where everyone's at. Alright? Because we're coming up on a test. Guys, is there some reason why I've got like 5 conversations going when I'm talking? Because it should not happen. Some of the people in here are very quiet. They're just doing exactly what they have to. Others, Caitlin, you can stop that right now. I'm not doing this. I'm not going to yell over you. So what I'm thinking is, I'm gonna give these back to you. This is your classwork, this is the chapter review. I'm gonna give you the answers, you're going to correct your work, we're gonna see where everyone's at. We're coming up on a test, and I just wanna make sure that everyone is where they need to be for the test. Yes. Yes, you should have your homework, yes. So you're going to need a different colored pencil. No, we're doing this class.
No, the one she's passing it right now.
I'm sorry.
Sorry about that.
But then, like, I just got. I got it broken in.
Oh, last year I wrote channels against how to color it correctly. This time I didn't write with it. My friend Mitchell pushed me to ground. She wrote me to color it correctly. Wait,
Here's my classwork. Let me get it from my binder.
I need this back.
what happened was we were getting kicked out of the library.
Whoa.
That's somebody getting it cut off and started.
For the
Yeah, that was.
Check is
I don't remember passing it to me.
she goes through something. Yeah.
I did
Oh my god, last year when I got my cast, it looked like a vacuum.
I've never had a cast before.
It was only my pinky and they gave me a whole cast.
What color was it?
Pink.
I would have been my green.
I got a pink one and people wrote on it. And the nurse was like, do you want to keep that? I'm like, no, that's actually disgusting.
I want a white cast, and then I'd write Connor.
I had it for like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I don't know. Remember my vacuum man?
No.
Your cast?
Oh yeah.
I used to pretend it was a vacuum man.
Okay.
Special one.
I know for a fact that
I know. I'm a special person.
I wonder what I have.
Oh, that's so But she made it so like, if you edit or if you edit like, oh yes, just have it. If you were planning
The bills at the
All right. Everyone should have out a colored pencil. We're going to go through the answers.
or blue. Blue.
You're getting ripped.
Okay,
All right.
you don't need to yell.
Guys,
What's number uno?
I have to say, guys, you just about everything person in this classroom did good work.
What?
This was the classwork. So you finished off. Did everyone finish it completely?
I did.
Yes.
I have one.
Well, no, I didn't. I didn't get 5 done.
Some people didn't.
All right. Here are the answers, guys. I don't want to have to repeat it again, so I need you to be quiet. I'm doing the one on page 71, so the classwork, the chapter review. All right, are we good?
Yes.
All right, number 1 is negative 0.53, and the 3 is repeating.
What if
So-
we didn't put repeating because you said we didn't have to, because you said we only had to go to the 100?
Well, then your answer would have been 0.4, Kyla, right?
No, you said we could go to like on the third digit.
No, if it's 0.53, oh, you're saying it just goes this way. Yes, it would just be 0.53, I got you.
Oh, so that counts as right, even if we didn't put the repeated sign, because you would always say, yeah, you can stop at the 200.
Yes, all right, unless I tell you otherwise. All right, number 2 is 0.625.
Oh, I don't have a 5.
Number 3 is negative 2.16, and the 6 is repeating. So if you rounded to the nearest hundredth, your answer should have been 0.17, so 2.17.
What if we got 2.16 because we
I
stopped
can't
after
do
the
this, Kyla.
second?
I can't do this every single time, I just can't, okay? 4 is 1.4375.
You said to do it in
Yes, you can, so what would that be then? 1.44, okay?
Wait, but 1.43 because you just stopped after the other answer.
No, you have to go out one more to see if you raise it or if it just drops off, okay? So this is it, no more questions, I'm just getting the answers. No, not right now. 5. 5 is negative 3/5. 6 is negative 7 over 20. 7 is negative 5 and 4/5. 8 is 24 and 23 over 100. 9 is 1/10. 10 is 1/10. 10 is negative 3 and 2/3. 11 is negative 4. 12 is negative 43 over 60. 13 is 2 and 7/8. 14 is 11.25. 15 is negative 11 and 5 over 12 inches. Don't forget those inches. 16 is negative 3/4. 17 is negative 1 and 3/11. 18 is negative 2. 19 is 6.16. 20 is 28 over 81. 21 is negative 16 over 45. 22 is 57.23. 23 is negative 23.67. 24 is 5. 25 is 16. And 26 is negative 75 feet.
Can we ask questions now?
24 was 5.
Can you repeat 15 and 6?
I did okay.
15 is negative 11 and 5/12 inches.
I did pretty good.
17 is negative 1 and 3/11.
But it's adding, not subtracting, because it's two negative signs. So you would actually add them together. Number 15. Because you would add them together because it's two negative signs, so they would go together as two negative numbers.
You're looking for the change.
I have a picture of that. Have you ever tried turning on falsies?
Someone gave it to me, so I put it.
You know what that is?
All right. Do we have any befuddlements up on, to put up on the board? Go ahead, put them up.
18.
No, put them up. If you have any befuddlements, put them up on the board, otherwise I am assuming that you've gotten the rest correct, which means to me that you are ready for the
No, I
test.
got a couple wrong, but I know why I got them wrong, so I
Wait, what about number
go over.
15?
Will you not make the error
Can
again?
you do number 15
Yes.
on the board?
Kyla, what are you supposed to do?
I raised.
Nope, right.
Go up there.
Go up there.
Go up and do it yourself.
All right, number 4. So number 4 is 1 and 7/16. And what are the directions? You're gonna have to be really careful here on this test because you're gonna have to make sure you're following the directions. Here they're saying write the rational number as a decimal. So they're not saying as an improper fraction, they're saying they want you to write it as a decimal. How would we change this to a decimal? Ryan, how are we gonna change this to a decimal?
You're gonna multiply, you're gonna multiply 16.
I need everyone to be quiet. I I see several different conversations, I will take out my list and you guys can start staying after school. Ryan, what was that? Okay, but you started to say something and it wasn't necessarily wrong. What were you thinking? What is your approach to this? You could. That would definitely be one way of doing it. The problem with that is that you're going to end up with some big numbers. But you could. So how would we do that? Yeah, so that's going to be 23 over 16. You could do that. Okay, I'm going to show you the other way as well. So think about what might be a better way. I'm not saying this is wrong. It's just that when you're dividing, you're going to have 23 divided by 16. And so you're going to start to get into some maybe more difficult math. So let's look at what else we could do. Yes, Allison.
You can do 1 point and then you can do 16 divided by 7.
Yeah. So Ryan, this means this is a whole part, right? On a decimal, our whole part is going to be here. So that's what we have so far. Now all we have is 7 divided by 16. So the math is nicer, okay? Again, when we do math, we want to look at the best approach, the one that will have the least possibility of making us make a mistake, all right? So if we divide this, I'm going to put in my decimal, I'm going to carry it up here. How many times does 16 go into 70 approximately? Sydney?
Around 4 times.
All right, let's try it. So that's going to be 24. We're going to do this. We're going to end up with 64. Beautiful. All right, and then you're going to bring this down. Did we choose well? This is less than this, so we're good. I'm going to put this in. How many times will 16 go into 60? Now notice what you did here. When you multiplied by 4, you got 64. It's just a little bit too big. So what would our answer be, Allie? 3. Nice. Like I say, use the math that you've done before to help you get through the math a little bit quicker. So we end up with 48. Is that right? 18. Yep. All right. So we have 12. Did we choose well? Yes, this is less than that. All right, we're going to bring this down again. Now, 64, this is almost 60, right? 60 and 60, double that would give us 120. So that was when we did 4. So what are we thinking? There should be a lot of people thinking in here, but I only see 2 people thinking because I don't think that this math is that difficult. Matt, what do you think? Are you telling me you don't know how to do long division?
My head.
We're not doing it in our head. We're at this point. I just need to know how many times 16 goes into 120.
7.
We can try it. That's going to be 42, and then we're going to have,
Yeah, that's what I was.
there we go. All right. Okay, can we stop here?
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, why did I not stop at 43? Because Kyla is saying I only have to go to the nearest hundredths. Yes.
So you can round.
Yeah, I have to look, I have to go one more beyond, and I have to say, is this number going to go up, or is it going to stay 0.43? What's the answer to that question?
It's gonna go up.
It's going to go up, so I have 1.44.
Just
Ryan, does that make sense?
Wait,
Yes.
but what? Wait, if we did something, because at the beginning of the year you said we only had to do it to the first 2 numbers, so that's what I've been doing. Would I count it wrong now that you then explained it to us, because I didn't know we actually have to round, because you never said
Okay,
we
but
have
you
to
know,
round.
yeah, I always say you have to round it.
That's how you round. So it's wrong? Yes.
Yeah, it would be wrong because you didn't round it right. If you're going to
I
stop,
never rounded, I just stopped.
well, now you know, so now you're going to round it, right? Because you don't want to get it wrong on the test. All right, are we good with this?
Yes.
All right, what else do we have here? 4, we have 15 is the next one. A turtle is 20 and 5 inches below the surface. It dives to a depth of 32 1/4. What is the change in the turtle's position?
Wait, no one said 26. It isn't on the board.
I'm doing number 15. I'm reading the problem.
That's not number 15.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yes, Kyla.
Oh, never mind. Oh,
Never
all
mind,
right.
it's 15, I get it.
So notice this number is negative. The answer is negative. Why would it be negative versus positive?
Because it is negative.
Why would it be negative? Karen, why would it be negative? Your turtle is here and he goes further down.
Oh.
So why would that answer be negative? We want to know what the change is in the turtle's position. Want to phone a friend?
To Bella.
Bella?
He turned around.
Well, what does that mean, turn around? So he's here.
Because they're
He's at 20 and 5, 6 here. And then he goes further down. That's right. 32 and 1/4. So because he's going further down, it's going to be negative.
Yeah, but
Does that
then
make
you would
sense?
add the
If
two
he was
negative
going
numbers.
up, that would be a problem. No, we want a difference of the numbers, Kyla.
But the 20,
No,
the
Kyla,
20
I
is a
gotta listen
negative.
to what I'm saying before you jump in. You asked a question and I'm trying to answer you. You're not listening. If I wanted to know, Kyla, if I wanted to know what the difference in height is between you and Bella, what would I do?
Difference in height, since we're both above the ground and we're both positive, then but the turtle was below the ground and it was two negatives.
But we want to know what the difference is.
Wait, if you put in the problem it said, but didn't in the problem it said how far is he once he does that, how far is he down?
Stop.
What is the change in the turtle's
Why do I
position?
have all these conversations going?
Oh, never mind, I read the question wrong.
You got it?
I read the question
Yeah.
wrong.
All right.
agree.
Then what would you do?
What are you laughing at?
All right, are we good? Then what would be the answer? I already gave the answer. It's negative 11 and 5 thousandths. All right? He's below the surface of the pond. He dives to this depth here. We want to know what is the change in his position. Okay? All right, let's look at number 18, the next one. All right. Is this a math error? Whoever wanted this number, I'd like you to look at your work and just see if maybe this is a math error. All right, what are we going to do first? Kaylin, what are we doing first?
See how many times 3.2 goes into 6.4, which is twice.
Yes, but that's kind of nasty math. I guess what I would do is I would do this first and this first. So then I have 32 goes into 64, and that would be twice.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. All right, are we good?
Yeah.
So remember, you have decimals. You make this a whole number by shifting. Whatever you shift here, you have to shift here. You put your decimal point up here. All right. If you want, you can rewrite it just so that you don't get confused. 19, where are we? All right, again, you're just shifting it over. So I'm not gonna do this one. The answer should be positive or negative here. You've got a negative divided by a negative.
It's a positive.
It's a positive, all right? So that one there is about the same as what we just did.
But what's the answer
And
to that,
then,
Jean?
I already gave out the answers, Kyla. If you want to know, you're gonna have to come after class and look at my book. 22. We have 0.59 times negative 5.9, 9.7. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to figure out what my sign is gonna be. It's a negative 5.9 and a negative 9.7. So what's my answer gonna be, positive or negative? Positive. Good, everyone, positive? So I'm not even worrying about it, I didn't bother writing it up here. I know my answer is positive. If it was negative, I might write that down somewhere just to remind me my answer is negative. All right, and then what's the first thing we're gonna do here? Allie? is 63, gonna carry this, 35 plus 6, what is that? 35 plus 6. Are you guys asleep?
Yes.
Do you want us to shut it out or raise your hands?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Good point, good point.
I'll show it out.
All right, and then you just add down. Now we have to put our decimal in. What do we do, Taryn, to put our decimal? How do we know where our decimal goes in a multiplication problem? Yeah, so here we have 1, here we have 1. We're gonna start here, 1, 2, so your answer is 57.23. How can we make sure that we put our decimal in the right spot, Deanna? Well, could you, there's two different ways. You could either round it, right? What's 5.9 close to? 5.9 is almost 6. Agreed?
Oh, this is 9. Never mind, yeah.
Okay, so that's 6. And what's 9.7 close to?
10.
Yeah, could do 10. So what's 10 times 6?
60.
Is your answer close to there? Yes. Now notice, if you put your decimal in the wrong spot, like so, you're gonna say, that doesn't match, that's 60, and that's 5, that's way off. So you will know that you put it in the wrong spot. That's typical problem that people make, an error that they make. They put the decimal in the wrong spot. They do all this math, and then they put it in the wrong spot. So it's a quick check. Or you can just say 9 times 5, just take your decimal part off. 9 times 5 is 45. Now notice these are pretty big numbers, so it is gonna be off a little bit. It's better in a way to round because you're gonna be closer. Are we good?
Yep.
All right, and what was that 22 was that last one?
Are we doing the quiz?
Yes, it was. All right. I want a show of hands. If I said that I was going to give you a test.
Tomorrow.
What day is today? Today is Thursday.
Can we take one on next
Friday.
No. Can we do it on like Monday? We do it on Monday. We do it on Monday.
Okay, let me put it this way.
Wednesday.
Okay, I want you to total up on your page how many you got wrong.
Oh, I already did.
I did. I got 8.
15. I'm kidding. 15.
You're so lucky. I had more concentrated.
And I only did 21. So I got 6 wrong.
Write down the amount on that card that you got wrong.
We did not work how many to do. Actually, no.
No, it doesn't matter.
Bro,
Are you doing the wrong
Miss Monroe, what I consider 18 out of 26.
Write it how many you got wrong. Not right, but wrong.
Look at my face.
You will grow out of it.
Well, look at how
Foundation. Okay, listen up. You need to write down how many you got wrong, not right. That's important, otherwise I'm gonna think that you guys really are not powerful.
I need one more day to work on
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Miss Goudreau. My opinion, I need one more day.
Writing how much you got wrong.
Yeah.
All right,
They have to side break.
Miss Goodrow, she can get a card.
okay, hold on.
Dad joke.
There's not that much space for a card.
Is that, what's number 4?
See them.
Little error there.
Oh, okay.
But caused all the
Okay.
16.7.
She all those like things that you just sitting in the chair.
Guess what, guys? It's 2:20.
220.
Is that what I said?
Yeah.
What?
She told us
Wow.
not to.
Last word, that's good.
We consider that bad. That one more day of work.
I don't get it because I don't get it because like you want to say almost only have a few grades out.
Math house.
Like what did you guys get? We got five. We didn't use the marble. We got I did.
Alright, do I have everyone's card?
True. That is.
Today,
Walter, was that your number?
so,
Because we asked if we should finish it.
yeah.
Okay, I'm not good back with
Exactly, should have finished it during class.
You bet we did.
That's your problem.
She told us not to finish it.
No, she didn't.
She just said like a new one. That's fine. That was the one that she said
Alright.
I know. No, you didn't rip it up and give it to me.
I'm gonna start saying.
Alright, I'm thinking that we need another day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all morons.
Every day.
I JT is much like brain cells as everyone else in the show.
Better than saying idiot.
Guys,
Moron.
I need total quiet, please. Alright, this is what I want you to do. We're just gonna put it up on the board. I need you to think about or look at your sheet and see which problems gave you the most difficulty. Now, I went over those there, alright? So what I want you to do is to tell me what the issue is. Is it converting mixed numbers? I don't think so. I think you guys are good with that. Is it,
I just have
Is
many
it-
math errors.
is it little math errors for the most part?
Maybe. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because little math errors can be fixed by you double checking your work
I
and
just need more practice.
just being more careful.
Agreed.
The thing is JT, is that we can keep doing practice, but the thing is that if people are not looking at what kind of errors they're making, they're gonna keep making the same errors.
Exactly, that's why
We
they-
wanna focus on which kind of problems you need to go over and just work on those.
Yeah, that's what we should do tomorrow, like spend half the class doing problems.
Right,
We
but what
go
I'm,
over them.
but what I'm trying to say is I want you guys to look at your papers right now and write down or tell me which types of problems and what it is. Is it,
Division.
Tyler, what are you doing? You can't just be. You need to be able to
I didn't even notice.
You're all morons.
We're all morons.
Brianna,
We're all
over
morons.
here for 5 seconds so she can get through. Stewie and you're all.
I love that word.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to get by.
I can go.
Well, Kyla,
You shouldn't be up there in the first place.
is this appropriate?
Sorry, I was trying to find a new spot.
You're- I took offense to that. That hurt my feelings.
That's what that sure stays.
Guys, okay, so
That's a
let's,
good news
listen
one.
up. Look at your book.
No. Guys.
book, numbers 1 through 4. It says write, we're still talking. Right, we're on page 171. It says write the rational number as a decimal. These are all just regular fractions or improper fractions. And you have to write them as a decimal. How many of you need more practice on that, you think? All right, so we're good with those.
I know
Maybe
merge. Practice that.
numbers 5 through 8. This
I'll
is decimals and writing them as a fraction or a mixed number. Is this an issue? Raise your hand if it's an issue.
No, I have a question.
Little?
Go.
Yes.
I just need to work on the division ones because I always get little math errors in those, so I just want to keep practicing that.
This is taking adding or subtracting them. Positive and negative. I would imagine that this is maybe an area.
again?
If everyone was totally quiet, I wouldn't have to go over and over and over
I
again.
should have said total war.
Bella needs help.
Numbers
Stop being
9
morons.
through 11. They are adding fractions, positive and negative numbers, or adding decimals. Are we good with that? That's it, okay, all right, so we're talking about 9 through 11. All right, so that is it adding and subtracting just regular numbers or mixed numbers? Or both?
I'm in the middle of that.
All right, so adding, subtracting, mixed fractions, and regular fractions. All right, how about the decimals? Are we good with subtracting or adding decimals?
Milo,
What are you doing?
Milo, what are you doing?
Oh, you just have to stay because you're disrupting the whole class. Okay, so just stay where you are. All right, so 12 through 14. This is subtracting positive and negative fractions or signs, having the right sign, or
No,
was
I
it
only
literally
meant-
adding or
I
subtracting?
feel like I messed up one from every category.
Okay.
That's the problem. I just keep
Yeah,
making
I feel like that hurts.
Well, this is the thing.
What would it be?
Well, this is the thing, guys. There's two different kinds of errors. One error is conceptual, meaning you don't understand the process, or you're not consistent in doing the process. The other is math errors, meaning I know how to do it, but when I add numbers, sometimes I make a mistake. Or sometimes I forget to put in the right sign.
Correct. That's probably why.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
You told us to do that yesterday.
Tyler, why don't you just go for a walk for a little bit? Get some energy out, just go for a walk. No, without the chair. All right, so the thing is that if it's conceptual, that means we should go over it.
I think
If it's an error with just,
an error.
Yeah. It was just those little
all
like.
right, but the only
See
thing
the
I can
wrong
tell you
thing,
guys
the wrong
is that you have to double check your work.
Okay.
That is what you have to do. There's nothing, I can give you 20 problems. If you're still gonna make the math errors, you're still gonna make them. You have to sit there and say, these are the types of errors I tend to make. Let me double check those. If you don't make problems with, say, decimals, then don't worry so much about those. If you're running low on a test and you're saying, I've gotta double check some work, do those problems again that you typically make mistakes on. So if it's fractions, do the fractions, all right? All right, if you look at, where were we here? There's a word problem, all right, division. Division of fractions, so are you good with remembering, this is 16 through 19. These
Yeah,
are
those are the
all
ones I had trouble on.
division.
Oh, I got those.
I got it.
All right, but JT,
Wait.
16.
Oh, never mind.
you're good?
I
All right,
always
how
have
many
little
of you
errors
are
on
good
those.
with these?
I'm good.
Dividing fractions. Guys, I need everyone to participate
this.
because otherwise I'm getting something
Some
that,
certain division problems slip my mind, but majority of them are good.
but you know what to do.
Yeah, I know what
All
to do.
right? And then 20 is multiplying fractions and putting them in simplest form.
I'm doing
So you're saying no as in that's a problem?
I'm good at simplifying.
Yeah.
Like I could do the division.
Yeah, because it all needs to be 4.
Yeah, overall,
because, like,
just
I
by
was
looking at the
confident in my
categories.
answer. I feel like I did all the math already, but I didn't.
We have a long class now, so that'd be fun.
I think it's with the division and the multiplication. Pause over.
Here we go.
Okay, cool.
Oh no, my iPad fell out of the case. I don't even know why. This kind of happened.
I can only get